Hello and welcome to Cashflow in 7 days for your MLM business. Today we're going to talk about pay-per-click advertising. Last time I showed you how to set up your own address on the internet and we got a lead capture page set up. We talked about the importance of the lead capture page, and the main reason that we'd set all that stuff up before we got into advertising, of course, is that you need to have a place that you're going to direct your visitors. And if you're going to be paying for advertising, if you're going to be paying for that traffic, or you're going to put some hard work in to getting a lead to your page, you want to be sure that it's actually converting, that in fact you are capturing the details of that person so that they become a lead in your system. A lot of people start wondering, so how come we're talking about paid advertising here? The reason that we do it, well, there's two ways to advertise online, and I'm going to go through them in other tutorials, but for this tutorial that I'm starting out with now, we're going to talk about paid advertising. So the reason that we are starting out here is really primarily because of two things. The first thing is that with paid advertising, you're going to get some immediate results. It is not terribly expensive, and it's reasonably easy to do. The nice thing about paid advertising using pay-per-click advertising is that it is a constant flow of leads that will keep coming to you so long as you've got your ad going. Okay? Free advertising methods have a lot of benefits as well, but the reason that I've put that off to another tutorial is that it's actually it can be quite difficult for you to start seeing a lot of leads coming in through free advertising methods, just because it's so competitive and there's quite a bit of work involved in getting it. Now we will do that, and I will show you how to do that successfully in another tutorial, but for now we're going to concentrate on pay-per-click advertising. So before I get started talking about pay-per-click advertising, you got to understand that right now you have a website and it's an address, it's just sitting there. No one knows where your site is. I mean, there's so much information on the internet. How do you get people to realize that there is a website that belongs to you that can help your target audience with their problem? The way to do that is using advertising, obviously. And traditional methods of advertising, things like TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, things like that, they generally cost you for just having people view the ad. So the reason that a television commercial costs so much is because a typical television commercial will be viewed by the entire population of that city or that state or that country. And it will be more expensive if the television station is expecting a higher volume of people watching television at that particular time. So it's much more expensive to advertise, say, at 6 o'clock in the evening than it is to advertise at midnight when a lot less people are watching. But no matter what, at the end of the day, every one of these methods is charging you for the sake of the impression. It does not pay, you do not guarantee that you're going to get a result, that you're actually going to get people watching your commercial or looking at your ad in the newspaper. If you've done advertising in the newspapers in the home-based business section, you probably pay like $50 to have your ad sit there in the paper. You may not get a single person call you up. You still pay that $50, right? With pay-per-click advertising, the way it works is that you get charged only when somebody clicks to view your ad. You only pay when that happens, and that's why it can be so cheap, so cost effective to do pay-per-click advertising. That's why we're starting there. Alright, now I'm going to talk in particular about Google Adwords, and this is the method that I personally use. If we just go to the Google search page, for example, they're searching for the USANA business opportunity. Okay. Now, the person who's doing the search, this is your potential customer, your potential lead or prospect, receives a whole list of results from Google. All of these results here, probably on the first and possibly the second page, are about all that that people are going to look at. If you've been doing searches in Google, chances are you're looking at the first 1, 2, maybe 3 pages of search results. You don't look past that. The search results appear here, but what we are interested in right now is the sponsored links, and they typically appear on the right side, and you might have 1 or 2 ads at the top as well. So everyone who is listed here, here, and on the right has actually paid to be there. What we're going to do is show you how to get your ad over here as well. Now, these people don't pay anything for me to view their ad, or for anybody to view their ad. But can you imagine, with the billions of people around the world using Google, how much exposure you get to your ad? So it is extremely powerful, because around the world, even when people are sleeping, if you live in Australia and everyone's asleep in Australia, you've still got search traffic going on in the US. That's powerful. That is powerful. So these people only pay when somebody clicks their ad. So if I go ahead and click one of these ads here, any of these ads, and I view the content of their page, that is the only time that this person clicks. These people can pay between, but they can pay from maybe 5 cents to $100 for a click, no more. And what they do is they will, based on the keywords that are searched for, these ads will appear. Google will only display ads that have elected to appear for a certain search string or search term. So if I search for a different string, I'm not going to see these ads. I'm going to see something else, right? There are so many people that are bidding on the same keywords as well. All the people who are promoting the USANA business opportunity are trying to get their ad to appear over here. And there are so many of these. I mean, if you go to more sponsored links here, you can see all the different ads that are appearing, and press next, 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 and it will just keep going through. There are so many people advertising here, but chances are you're not going to see any of these ads as a lead, as a prospect. You're not going to see any of these ads because you will not scroll past maybe the 3rd page. And so it pays to be in the higher positions. So each of these people puts up a bid. They say, for this particular keyword, so for example, USANA business opportunity, they say, I'm willing to pay $1 a click or 50 cents a click. And somebody else who has elected to pay 30 cents a click is going to appear much lower in the sponsored links, and perhaps the ad won't even display on the 1st or 2nd page. And then there's somebody else who might decide to pay $2 a click, and the person who's paying $2 a click is going to appear even higher in the list. You don't necessarily pay the amount that you say you're willing to pay. What happens is that a real-time auction happens on any search keywords, and everybody who is bidding on a particular keyword is going to get ranked based on how much on 2 factors: how much they're offering to pay first, and secondly, the relevance of their ad, which I'll talk about a little later. It's a click-through ratio. Okay? Now, a good ad will actually, even if there are people willing to pay more than they are, so there's an ad willing to pay $1 a click, I'm willing to pay 50 cents a click. Because my ad is more relevant, Google says, hey, you've got a much more relevant ad to the keywords that are being searched. So we're going to place your ad higher. And the guy who's paying $1 a click may have a less relevant ad, and that ad will be placed lower. In this way, people who do this intelligently can actually end up getting some very cheap advertising just because of the fact that their ads are coming out really relevant. So I'm going to show you a few tricks about how to make your ad really relevant to the search string